All right, so today we'll be talking about how being a generational bum actually got me signed to the same record label as Dom Corleo. All right, this is it. I was signed for 20K. It was a one record deal, so it wasn't a 360 or no bullshit. We don't do that over here. But let's get into it. All right, so first we have to define what being a generational bum means. So being a generational bum is basically living with your mom, making no money, playing the game, eating out, even making music and saying stuff like, I'm not a bum, I'm just an up and coming rapper, gooning, etc. Like shit like that. Imagine saying to your friend like, yo, I'm not a bum, I'm just an or a random person that you're just an up and coming rapper. Like they're probably gonna look down on you even more. Like if you were to say, yo, I work at McDonald's, they would respect you more than saying I'm an up and coming rapper. Like what? You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what society sees as a generational bum. And obviously living with your mom, making no money, eating out, simple shit like that, it still adds on to it. So how long was I a generational bum for? Well, let's see. That was for about 2 years. 2 years I was just living like this, saying that type of stuff for about 2 years. Now, I'm going to go into why doing what society tells you is obviously like a bad thing, and how if I did that, that wouldn't have gotten me to where I got to. So this is what society wants you to do. Work a job, work at Walmart, probably get like a trade or something, work at Walmart, or go to college. Those are pretty much your three options. Now, here's the problem with this. Most of these people are working jobs they hate. They're going to college because everyone is doing it, and they're just doing all of that because it's the safest path. All out of fear of failure, or even if it wasn't failure, it'll be judgment. Now, when I was living like this, it was bad, and that's part of the reason why I didn't leave my room. I think that's why a lot of bums don't leave their room, because when you go outside with no money and people ask you what you do and you say you make music and you're not that guy already, they look down on you. I know it, you know it, we all know this, bro. This is common artist stuff. If you make music, you can easily relate to this. The path before you actually blow up is low-key one of I was just talking to that about to my girlfriend. I was like, the path before you blow up is like one of the most, I don't know, vulnerable, just saddest paths to ever. It's not like working a job. It's not like going to college, because people don't understand you until it works. Back to what I was saying though. People are only doing this out of fear of failure or judgment. But what they don't know is the price of success is risk of failure. And that's partially why most successful people end up saying they had to go through the struggles to get to where they got to. And why, if you try to cheat this by working a job and trying to chase your dream at the same time, it often doesn't work. Think about it. Most people who work a job and try to chase their dreams, they end up doing it forever. The reason that happens is because when you have a job and you do your dream, you compare the two. And when you compare the two, you realize one is making you money and one isn't. So naturally, you prioritize the one that's making you money. And you treat the one that's not making you money as a side hustle, or it turns into something you don't prioritize. People who do that, though, don't realize that they're doing it. And I also think they don't understand that to be successful, you have to prioritize success at all costs, because it's so hard. Everybody wants to be successful. So if you don't prioritize it, just even more than the person next to you, you're going to lose. Every successful person didn't say, oh, I ended up here by just, saying one day I just, No, most successful people, they wanted to get there. They wanted to get there so bad that they were willing to go through the generational bum phase, all of this, and just looking crazy to people and doing all these things, right? People who try to cheat the system and work a job and chase their dreams. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's extremely rare due to its risk. When you work a job and chase your dreams, your risk of failure goes up. People think their chance of success goes up, but no, your risk of failure goes up when you try to work a job and chase your dreams at the same time. On to the next thing. Once these guys hit 40 and 50, they'll still be doing the same thing, or working the job they got a degree for just for money, no passion. So what I'm trying to say is, people who often work at Walmart, maybe they'll become a manager and maybe they'll get paid $5 extra per hour, right? That's why they're still slaving away in their 50s, right? Or construction workers. Shoot, I don't even know if they're going to hit 50. Let's actually be real. Will these guys hit 50? You don't know. They're breaking their backs every day. Their hands are fucking turning into crust. Yes, they're making 100K. They don't even have the time to spend it. That's why you don't see construction workers flexing everything. They don't have time to enjoy their money. And then you got college people. Now, college people, I would say, are on the higher end of this, because if you're in college to be a doctor or a lawyer or something, it's still fire. But what people don't often notice is, even being a doctor is just like a regular job. You're still getting paid for your time. You still have to do 12-hour shifts. And then when somebody dies on your time, you go home depressed. with mental issues. If you search it up, doctors have one of the highest suicide rates. So I also wrote a text here. I just wanted to go into like why this actually works, right? So society doesn't judge you by what you're building, it judges you by what it can see. This is why most struggling artists don't even get called up and coming, or they just get called bum. Because soon as you hear you're not making money in the present, they think you're not going to make shit in the future. That's why living with your mom and chasing music, it doesn't do anything to people. They don't hear entrepreneur, they hear bum, right? They hear generational bum, right? So now I'm going to go into my experience on being a generational bum and living like this for 2 years, and then where it got me at the end of those 2 years. So I graduated college. I said college. I graduated high school in 2022, and I got my record deal in 2024. So after 2 years of living like this, what was I doing every day, right? I was making a long-term bet on myself, making music every day, learning how to market, learning how to produce, and learning, sorry, there's no N here, but learning how to think for myself. And I added in the last one because during those 2 years, I realized I had to learn out how to carve my own path and how to believe in my own path and how to believe in that 2 years of being a generational bum would actually work, you know? So, yeah, now let's go into what that got me. So basically, I was doing all of this for 2 years straight, and one day, I think this is really the post that changed my life. I understood how TikTok worked. I went through a few phases of posting consistently every day, but one day it all clicked, and then I started getting comments like, "Weird, this is very satisfying." Basically, that was in the beat. And bro, just tell me the name of the song so I can search it up and listen to it, bro. You about to make me so mad. When I got people that was just so mad about like hearing the song and shit, it was just so crazy. And then look, even this, right? Last 7 days, 200,000 streams. Obviously, it's currently sitting at just around 2 million streams, but at the time, it was going so crazy. And once you get a song like this to have this many streams, the record labels kind of just are a byproduct of that. And that's how I got signed to the same record label as Dom Corleo. If you want to join my community where I go in depth on exactly what I did and how to do it and how to get to this level of artistry, link is in the description. Love you guys, and I'm out.